Sharei Shomayim Pesach Ve'yitzorcho Atoy Lo Nusivda Ve'yitzorcho Atoy Lo Nusivda Sharei Shomayim Pesach Nechama Sharei Shomayim Pesach Ve'yitzorcho Atoy Lo Nusivda Ve'yitzorcho Atoy Lo Nusivda Sharei Shomayim Pesach Agud Voch Boisai. Pelle Ploim. Gewaldig. What a Shabbos. I'm emotionally drained, Pashat, from the just overwhelming, the unbelievable speeches, literally world-class speeches of chizuk, of geschmack, world-class hespedim. I'm going to hire these guys. I'm going to tell my kids, this is the lineup for the Levaya. Unbelievable. The camaraderie. Take a look at the hats in the back. Look at that. You can lower the speaker, please. It's okay. I need to hear myself. The hats in the back represent MDY. Gary Ben Moshe, I don't know where his hat is. That was a special one. Unbelievable Shabbos. Just last year, it filled the batteries for the entire year. I have a little bit left over from last year. Now I'm like, Nechama, I can't wait for tonight. The singing in the hall. The caterer told me he does between 20 to 30 events a year in this place. He's never seen such singing, such achdus, and he's part of this year, so maybe he's a little biased, but it's unbelievable. Again, I don't want to go into all the names now. I'm going to speak a little later at the Malav Malkin. We're a little bit pushed for time, but I do want to say one thank you. Actually, I'll say a few. To the people that put their heart and soul into this event, starting with Yossi Klein. Morty Rubin. His signature, you see his art, his chachma everywhere you walk. Even that hat thing is Morty Rubin, everything. We have Rabbi Yeshua, I don't want to mess up his last name, Petrovkovsky or something like that. That's it? Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua, hundreds of hours. Mark Ashkenazi. Rabbi Yeshua, you have all the cameramen from MDY who sit shir after shir, Hebrew, English, are all here. Avremi, Dave, and Gershon, otherwise known as Gary, but we'll do a Shini Hashem tonight. Gershon Ben Moshe. And we have all our editors really with us here. We have Yosef, we have Ariel, and Kobe. So a tremendous akar satov to all those who flew in from all over the world, especially those who came from Eretz Yisrael. Some of them came with their wives. It's not Pashat. We have here the famous Rav of a community in Colombia who became a ger with 600 people from his community. We have people, we have a whole chevra that flew in from Antwerpen, from Antwerp to Mamish, a big part of the daf. People that drove in from Toronto, from people that came in from London and Manchester, Los Angeles, Phoenix, all these places. Kids, the list goes on. I learned the big chiddush from Morty. 37 countries around the world. We have representatives in 37 countries. That's crazy. In crazy places like Chile. He called the guy up. He says, yeah, I do the daf in Chile. So it's a tremendous chus to be here. It's a tremendous chus to hear from all the Choshev Rabbanim and speakers that spoke over the Shabbos, and there's more to come. We're looking forward to all the music and the simcha and the camaraderie, the dancing together, the Hasidim and the Misnagdim, the Sfardim and the Ashkenazim, everybody together, Kish Echad B'Lev Echad, for one purpose, to celebrate Torah. We're celebrating Torah together. We're here together to learn Torah. I think I might have shown this picture, but I want to show it again. Why not? I think it's Givaldic. It says over here, it says in Hebrew, if Shar L'Sholoti Kama Sheilot Sherotzim. They complain that during the shir, I limit the amount of remarks because, there's a lot of people, they want to get their voice out there. They know that 25,000 people will hear them, so they say, they try to be funny and this and that. So I say, you already had your one or two. So I'm not there now. So they put a picture of me. That's not even me. And then they wonder why some people say MDY is a Torah cult. Oops, where is that? It's just not working tonight. Here we go. Let's try that. Oh, Rabbi, here it is. No? This is just a picture? Try to play this. So this is me, Kimat, saying a shir, but this is the Olam. When I'm not there, watching on the screens, and they have Moira. The Israelis have Moira. They know how to be mechabed. Noam is shaking his head. This is Noira. He's worried it's going to get to my head. Don't worry, it doesn't get to my head. It's Beseder Gomer. I heard that. That's not nice. I showed this already? Yeah. Next. It's the wrong one. Okay. Real quickly, I just want to show you this. This is with officials pushing, so the Chaylim in their thing, doing the daf on. And here it is. This guy, look at that. Sandbags, and he has like a metal screen so they don't like shoot him in his head or something, but like he's peeking through this little thing and he's watching this shir. It's probably seriously illegal, but for the picture it's definitely good. I want to say Yishkoyach, I don't know if this is going to work. Does anybody see any of my sons here? They're supposed to be starting tonight. I guess $20,000 wasn't enough for them. I did a thing, I wasn't thinking very much, and that's usually what happens. I said, on the spur of the moment, I said, what if they gave you $5,000 to do the daf? Would you do it? And my son Akiva says, I'll do it for 10. 10? I said, okay, maybe I could get you 10. So Aaron says, I'm not going to do it for 10. I need 20. So I said, let's see where the love is. And the Olam got together. It really showed appreciation. Whether they do it or not, it doesn't matter. L'maisa, the Olam said, look, the shtel tzu, and it meant a lot. And you never know, they might do it. So I don't know, I was hoping that Aaron would be here, but maybe he's not taking it seriously. I don't think he thinks that we're going to come through. He doesn't trust, but... Huh? He said he wants it up front. No, we don't do up front here. You have to show results. If you do it, you get it. We could do a deposit. That we could do. We could pay per daf, maybe. Who? Rabbi said we have a maisa here. The Olam is very worried that this is going to get to my head. But I thought it's a good maisa. Here, come, say the maisa. Get up here. So just say it quickly. We have 30 seconds. What can you say in 30 seconds? Hello.
Thank you, Rabbi.
That's it? Say real quickly what happened.
We were here last year about the Shabbaton, and we asked Matzah Shabbos a bracha for Rabbi. We have twin boys. That we didn't have children for 8.5 years. Rabbi gave us a bracha. 9 months later, but real 9 months, this is what happened. Thank you.
Yeah. I get involved. From now on, Rabbi Isai, brachas are going to cost money. That's the cover of the book, 9 months later. Okay. You heard it here live. Don't worry. Mendy, you have nothing to worry about, I promise you. I'm a Litvak. It will never get to my head. Ever. I promise you. They could come, they could say whatever they want. I know what I am, I know what I do. Zehu. Trust me. One thing I am, I'm a realist. I see things the way they are. And don't worry about it. You have nothing to worry about. My chaverim, calm down. It's a beseder. Although, I will be maftiach, you know, that 9 months from now, no, I'm just kidding. All right, Rabbi Isai, we have a daf to do. We have a geschmacka program tonight. So, whoa, who's that? Yosef, Rabbi Isai, Yosef. Sponsors. Oh, they are sponsors. He happens to be right. The Masechta is sponsored for Refuah Shelaima for Yosef Chaim Shmuel Ben Alte Nechama from his grateful family. That's $9,000. Anonymous for Hatzlach Berukhlins Begashmis by Larry Cohn in memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim V'yetu, who started learning Daf Yomi at age 70 and continued for 32 years until he was nifter. These are all $9,000 sponsors, Rabbi Isai. And a fourth sponsor for the unity of the Jewish people. We don't know who he is, but he's giving for unity of the Jewish people. Parnas HaChodesh, Refuat hanefesh, and go from Breina Bina about Miriam baila, or a bracha about Breina Bina, Netanel Kalev ben, or a bracha. Parnas HaChodesh, for a fast and complete Refuah sheleyma for Shmuel Nechemia ben Hinda. Parnas HaChodesh, Lilishmas Silya bas Dvoyer, and Nechama Shelav and Aliyah. Parnas HaChodesh, Lilishmas Binyamin Meir ben Ze'ev David Hashem Yikam Damai. We heard, not me personally, but the women heard from his wife Jen early today. Hashem Yikam Damai. What did I say? Robert's wife. That's what I meant. Because I said Zev David. Lili Nishmas. Zechariah, the family should have a Nechama, and it should be inspiration for Klal Yisrael. Lili Nishmas, Zechariah ben Moshe, Lili Nishmas, Chaya bas Yosef. By Kidnovations LLC, in honor of all the sung and unsung heroes of MDY who work tirelessly day and night to make MDY reality. Thank you for giving us the Shabbos of inspiration. A special thank you to Rabbi Yosef Biliak. Yesher Koyach. Harnas Hayom Gershi rose in honor of his son Yitzi, age 10, who completed every daf of Baba Basra with his MDY tablet. Keep up this incredible dedication. This drive will take you far in life. Unbelievable. It's always inspiration for me when I see young children. There was another Ger Chassid who spent Shabbos here. His parents brought him here because he finished Mesechtes Baba Basra at age 10. Now, where is he, this kid? He's somewhere around there. You want to get over it. Get over it. For this, you can get over it. 10-year-old who did Baba Basra. Stand over here. What's your name? Sviki Naiman. We're very, very proud of you. When you did it every single day before you went to sleep?
Not every single day,
But Kimat every day. And who else does the daf with you? Your mother. So she made a siyum? You think so? Your father also does the daf, right? But he didn't make a siyum. Don't worry. Your mother did, he did. So his mother, listen to this. A Yiddish mama, right before he goes to sleep, she turns on the daf and she makes sure he watches it. She stays there with him and she watches it. She says she knows a lot about the daf because of that. Which reminds me, it's tremendous yishkoyach. This is unbelievable. It's huge. We came up with an idea a few years ago to make a kosher tablet where Bachrim could bring a tablet to yeshiva and not have to worry that they might find shtusim in it and different commercials. Who knows? Just pure MDY Torah. And again, we have to give a tremendous yishkoyach to the unbelievable talented Morty Rubin again, who, because of him, over 300 tablets were sold since it came out just a few months ago, and it keeps on going, and I think it'll be a really big thing for yeshivas, for camps, for things like that, and if people allow it, just the actual tablet is an isser. But if they realize that it's very, very hard to break into, even if that's possible. We gave it to a lot of mumchim to try to break in. They couldn't. Pure Torah. So Yishkoyach Morty for that as well. Where are we? For schus, for rebelling, the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoyable for so many. Rabbi Sai, here we go. First of all, is Chana a woman's name or a man's name? He says Chana. Look at this Talmud Chacham. Chana. Wow. Chana. I have another question. Which Goladar? Huh? I didn't say my mother. Lilishmas Imi Merasi Rusbas Mordechai Yishkoicher Moshe, who ran the raffle, the unbelievable successful raffle that all the money went to MDY Yishkoicher Moshe. It's okay to clap for him. There was one Gadol Adar whose parents were both a brother and a sister of another Gadol Adar. There's a Gadol Adar that had a brother and a sister. They got married and they had another Gadol Adar. Who was that person? Reb Chia. Very good. Yeah, how's it possible? Well, it's a brother from a father and a sister from a mother, and they got married. We're going to see it today. Tonu Rabbanan. The last line in the Amud Beis, we have to hurry over here. I missed the Parnas Shavua. Citron, it's not in here. I didn't miss it. They took it out. Parnas Shavua, Yaakov Citron. He's looking forward to meeting everybody again. Here he is, Rabbi Yaakov Citron, who does a lot for the Daf. Is there a screen outside? Is it showing on the screen? It's working? Your idea, huh? We know the whole list of all the mumminis, all the monetary arguments. They go to a bezin of 3. Top of Daf Yomi Aleph. If this individual is a tremendous mumcha, here we got a dime mumcha. Rabbi said, check this out. Look at the screen. Very good. Again, let's do this again. Rabbi say, if you think that Nachman Seltzer knocked it out of the park last night, clap your hands. Very good. Oh, he also spoke in Shalosh Shudas too. Rabbi say, yeah, woo! It was a masterpiece. You have one guy that's a mumcha, or he thinks he is. Dona filu yichidi. Only one guy got the joke. Dona filu yichidi. No, it's bemes. The guy's a mumcha l'rabim. This is what he does as a profession. He's a mumcha. He could go and he could do dinei Torah by himself. Now, that goes according to this. I'm just going to remind you on Daf Gimel Amud Aleph we had Ravacha Bereder Ravika. I guess I knocked off the Rav by mistake. Ravacha Bereder Ravika Omar Midaraisa Chad Nami Kosher Shenemar Betzedek Tishpoit. Tishpoit. Remember, it's a Lashon Yochid. Betzedek Tishpoit Amisecha. So Memela, according to Ravacha Midaraisa, one is enough. And there's a whole. We're not going to go into Erev Parshiyos. We had that sugya. The parsha that talks about Shoimrim, it talks about Dayanim. It's 3. Doesn't it also include other things as well? Okay. Omer Rav Nachman. Kigoyna no. Oh, Rav Nachman, that's why it's here. Kigoyna no don dinim momenis bichidi. I. And the Gemara is going to explain what does it mean. What does it mean me? He could be bidan don bichidi. V'chein Omer Rav Chia kigoyna no. Don dinim momenis bichidi. We're going to have a lot of Rav Chia today. Rav Chia was a gadol ador. I could do it by myself. I don't need 3. Iboilu. Says the Gemara, kigoyna no. What did he mean? The Gemirna, that I learned a lot. Usvirna, and I know how to analyze. Kidnovations. Oh, so here's the thing. Rabbi say, I hear all this noise mumbling outside by the door, so if it's possible just to tone it down a little bit, will be very much appreciated. Maybe I hear myself. I hear like speakers in the back. What is that? That's what it is. The band. I'm very sensitive to these things. Okay, fine. We'll just keep on plowing through. If I say shtusim, you'll know why. It's not my fault. So this is a big thing. To get reshus from who? From the Rosh Golos. There's a Rosh Golos. he's in charge of Klai Yisrael and Bavel, he gives permission. Why do you need permission? What's this permission? If I know my stuff, I went through all the fahers. What's this Rishus? So that's what we're going to see today, what Rishus is. Avalei Nokin Rishus, if he didn't get permission, Dina Eloi Dina. It's not even a din. Oy Dilma, Avagav, Nokin Rishus, Dina Dina. He's such a Talmud Chacham. He knows Kol HaTorah Kula. He knows Shulchan Aruch Baal Peh. He has a tremendous amount of experience in Din Torah. So he could do a din. Why does he need Rishus? From the Rosh Golos? Toshma. Rabbi Yisrael, anybody know what the Rosh Golos is called in Eretz Yisrael? Huh? Nasi. Very good. Nasi. In Eretz Yisrael, the head of Klai Yisrael is called a Nasi. In Bavel, it's called a Rosh Golos. Toshma. I'll prove it to you the Marzut Rabbi Nachman Don the Indian of a talk. The Mar Zutra, the son of Rabbi Nachman, he did a din Torah by himself, and he made a mistake. Also, the Rabbi Yosef went to Rabbi Yosef Amarlei, and he said, Rabbi Yosef, what should I do? Should I pay from my own pocket? So he told him, Im kablu chalayu like the shalim. If they agreed to use you, then you don't have to pay. V'loi, but if they didn't agree to use you, zil shalaim, then you should pay from your own pocket. Shma mino, you see from here, kilei noki rishusa dine dino. Shma mino. What's the pshat? What's the raya? Beautiful raya. If he is worthless, why? Because he didn't get rishus from the Reish Golos. So what happens when Stam, a guy decides, I'm going to paskin a din? Does he have to pay if he messes up? No. Why? Because it's zero. If a monkey makes a din Torah, does he have to? No. Who are you? You're nothing. If you have authority and you're allowed to paskin and you make a mistake, maybe you should pay. So his whole shaila was, do I have to pay or not? And they said, listen, if they accepted you, then no. If they didn't accept you, then yes. But that means the din is a din. We don't say, okay, let's do a restart. The din is a din. Oh, so he has the right to paskin. Says Rav Amarav, Godel Ador in Eretz Yisrael. Hi man, the baila made an dino. Vita me baila miftar. If somebody wants to do a din Torah, but he wants to make sure it's $1 million din Torah, he's nervous that if he makes a mistake, he messes up, they might come after him. Lishko Rishusa, Mebei Reish Kulusa. There's a way. All you need to do is get permission. Get a permission slip from the Reish Golos, and you're good to go. Even if you mess up, you don't have to pay. No responsibility. Lishko Rishusa, Mebei Reish Kulusa. Rav and Shmuel, right? Shmuel's his counterpart. Shmuel also says, get permission from the Reish Golos, you're good to go. Says the Gemara, Pshita. One thing is certain. Mihacha lahacha. If you get permission in Bavel, and you want to make any din Torah anywhere in Bavel, or umahasam lahasam, or you got permission from the Nasi in Eretz Yisrael and you want to go to another place in Eretz Yisrael, mahani. It works. Umahacha lahasam, and from over here in Bavel, which is more powerful, says the Gemara, than Eretz Yisrael, nami mahani, you should know, if you get permission from the Reish Golos, you can pass in anywhere you want in Eretz Yisrael. The hacha shevet v'asam mechoykek, over here in Bavel it's considered a shevet, in Eretz Yisrael it's a mechoykek, kedesanya, lo yasser shevet mi Yehuda. Elu Rashi Galuya Shebebavel, there's Golos in Bavel, Sheroidim Yisrael B'Shevet, they're able to, use their whip to, they keep everybody in line. Why? They get permission from the Iranians, from the Iranian government, they put them in charge, and they're able to actually be physical with people, get people to do mitzvahs, to do the right thing. These are the grandchildren of Hillel. They're in Eretz Yisrael, they teach Torah. However, okay, so from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael we know it works, but I want to know, does it work from Eretz Yisrael to here to Bavel? Tashma. Listen to this one. So we have to remember the names a little bit. The Rabba Bar Chana, not to be confused with Rabba Bar Chana. It's Rabba Bar Chana. His father's name was Chana. Chana. Don Dina Uta. He did a din Torah in Bavel. He came from Eretz Yisrael and he made a boo-boo. He made a mistake. Also, he went to Rebbe Chia in Eretz Yisrael. Amarlei, he kablu chalayu like the shalim v'loi zil shalem. So similar thing that we had before. So he said, listen, if they accepted you and they said, the Bali Dinim said, please be our dayan, we want you to do whatever you could do, and you messed up, then you don't have to pay. But if they didn't accept you, just took it upon yourself to do the Torah, then you must pay. Says Gemara, Rabbi Bar Chana Rishus Havanokit. Where did he get his permission? In Eretz Yisrael. Shma mino mehasan lacha loy mahani shma mino. Interesting. Over it seems like what we said before doesn't really work. Mehasan lacha doesn't work. Says the Gemara, v'loy mahani v'Rabbi Bar Ravuna ki have a minziv adei deberish gelusa omar. When, how do you know that from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel doesn't work? Rabbi Ravuna had a fight with the people of the Reish Galus. We had a few times in different Masechtas that the people that used to hang around the Reish Galus, the Gaboim over there, were not very good people. So he had a big fight with the people from the Reish Galus. And he said, I don't need you. Who are you? I'm not asking you any favors. I'm not asking you for any rishus. I don't need to ask permission. I already have permission to do what I want to do. They try to push him around. He said, I'm not asking you. Who are you? Rabbi Mori, Mirav, I already get permission from Rabbi Mori, and Rabbi Mori got from Rav, Rav Meribchia, Meribchia Merebi, because Rav initially started out in Bavel, in Eretz Yisrael, and Rav got from Rebchia Rishos, and Rebchia got from Rebbe, Kitzer. So you see that he told them, I got Rishos from Eretz Yisrael. So even though I'm in Bavel now, I can do whatever I want. Says Gemara, he was just messing with them. He realized they're Amaratzim or whatever, so he just threw out a line. He made something up. He said, I got Rishus to do Dinner Torah here. It wasn't real. If they would have thought about it, who's the Rishus from? You got Rishus from Eretz Yisrael. You can't do Dinner Torah in Bavel if you got Rishus from Eretz Yisrael. Said the Gemara, if in fact it doesn't work, Rabbi Bar Chana Rishus and Dinner Lamali. So then why in the world did Rabbi Bar Chana even ask for permission to do Dinner Torah when he knew that he's going from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel? What good is it? Says Gemara, it's good on the way. Certain cities that are on the border with Eretz Yisrael and Bavel, over there, he wanted to get Rishus. They're in Eretz Yisrael, but they're on the border. So, or I'm sorry, they're probably in Bavel, I would think. They're in Bavel. That's how I'm thinking. He was coming from Eretz Yisrael, so the ones that are really close to Eretz Yisrael, on the border, even for that, he wanted to work. Yeah? Is that what they say? Anybody? Yes. My Rishusa. What is the Rishus? What does it work for? You get permission to do what? Again, so we're talking about Rabbi Bar Chana here. When he came from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel, Omar le Rebbe Rebbe. So he sent Rebbe to ask Rebbe. We'll see he's related to Rebbe. And he asks Rebbe, do me a favor, go to Rebbe and get permission so that I could do Dinei Torah. And Rebbe tells Rebbe, Ben Achi, my nephew, the son of my brother, Yoira the Bavel. Yoira? Could he paskin and kashrus and things like that? So Rebbe says, Yoira. Right? Everybody in America, we say, Yoira, Yoira, Yodin, Yodin. No, it's not how it works. It's Yoira. It's a question. Yoira. You ask the rabbi, Yoira, could I paskin? And he tells you back, Yoira. Yodin, could I do Dinei Torah? Yodin. Yatr b'chayres? Am I good enough to say that a b'char has a mum? Yatir. So what does that mean? So real quickly, if a person has a firstborn animal, it's called a b'char. If a b'char has one of these mumim, he's a little blind, let's say, shtickle, or he has a broken leg, or he has a split eyelid. Rabbi Nachman mentioned this in his speech today. With concept of here, the eyelid. Here it is. Look at this. Look, this is what it looks like: an eyelid that's split, or a wart, or dry rash. A wet sore. If you have one of these things and you know how to paskin, so you say, listen. Instead of this animal going to the Cohn has to bring it to the Beis Hamikdash, and it's a whole big schlep. You have to schlep imagine, it's hard enough to get a taxi in Yerushalayim as is. You have to schlep a sheep with you in the taxi, until you find the taxi like that. Go all the way to the Beis Hamikdash. Then you have to shech. You don't even get all the meat. Whatever's left over, it's a whole like this. You say, it has a couple warts. Oh, Mardik, Baruch Hashem. Now it's mine. I just shecht it. Take everything for myself. It's not a b'char. So do I have a right to paskin? Yater, yes. What do we do today? Believe it or not, this is an issue today. Not an issue. It's a mitzvah to give the b'char to the kohen. So every firstborn, how could you shecht? How you go to shlachtais? You don't know first. So what they do is they have a shutfus with the guy. You have a shutfus. You have a partnership with the guy, so you can overcome this problem. The problem is that a kohen who's smart creates issues. He can nick the ear. He can nick the eyelid. He can do all sorts of things. You got to be careful with this. Kavanachis Rav Lebavel. So now, this is slightly different. It's almost the same story, with one difference. Rav was going from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel. Amar Reb Yechiel Rebbe. Again, same shliach, same kind of relationship we'll see. Reb Yechiel asked Rebbe, Ben Achoisi Yair Lebavel, the son of my sister. Before it was the son of my brother. He's going down to Bavel. Yair. Could he paskin on kashrus and things like that? Yair. Yodin. Yatir b'chayres. Al yatir. No. This I don't give him rishus. Rabbi Bar Chana, I give rishus. To Rab, I don't give rishus. So the Gemara first asks, Maishna lemar de kakari ben achi, or Maishna lemar de kakari ben achoisi. Why does he call Rabbi Bar Chana the son of my brother? The same person, Reb Chia. My nephew wants to go to Bavel. Could he paskin? My nephew, but he's from my sister. The son of my sister, my nephew, he wants to go to Bavel. His name is Rav. Could he paskin? Why doesn't he call Rav the son of my brother? So Gemara says, what do you mean? Why is she son of a brother? What? He's the son of his mother, not the son of. He's the son of his sister, not a son of a brother. So the Gemara, no. Rav happens to be the son of his brother, of Reb Chia's brother, and also the son of Reb Chia's sister. And if so, why did he call him the son of my sister? He should have called him the son of my brother. V'amar, Aivu, v'chana, v'shila, or chana, v'shila, umarta, v'Reb Chia, kulu b'nei Abba bar acho karsela mekafri havu. Check this out. We have a beautiful chart here. It's very, very easy to understand, for real. On the right side in blue, you have a woman who married Ravacha Mekafri. That's the one we're talking about. He had all these sons, at least three. He had Chana, or Chana, Aivu, and Reb Chia. Aivu and Reb Chia are brothers. They have the same father. Reb Chia and this woman, we'll call her Ima, the mother, they're brother and sister from another. Just from Reb Chia's mother. Reb Chia's mother was once married to another man, and she had a daughter. That daughter, Ima, all the way on the left, is not related at all to Aivu. Aivu and Ima share Reb Chia as a brother. They're both. Aivu is Reb Chia's brother, and Ima is Reb Chia's brother. But Ima has another mother and father, and Rebecca has another mother and father. They're not related. So Aivu and Ima got married. Somebody read a shidduch at the Shabbat brachas. You know, the parents were married and said, "Oh, we have a stepdaughter, stepson. Okay, let's make a shidduch." It happens. Even Bisman Hazeh, I've heard of these kind of stories, and it's okay. Not only is it okay, they had a son. His name was Rav, and he became the Galad Dar. So the Gemara says, if so, what's Rav? Rav is Reb Chia's nephew, also from a brother. He's Aivu, Reb Chia's brother's son. So why did Reb Chia refer to him as his sister's son? He's also his brother's son. Because he wanted to differentiate. Rabbi Bar Chana, the one all the way in green, all the way in the bottom right, is a nephew, because he's a son of Chana. Chana is a man who's also Reb Chia's brother. He's Reb Chia's brother, but Reb Chia only shared a father with Chana. So he's a son, he refers to him as the son of my brother. But Rav, since there's two options, he's also son of a mother, of my sister, and the son of my brother, so he refers to him as the son of my sister. A little bit of Agadita here, and tomorrow's going to be full Agadita. Easy stuff. MDY Shabbaton. The reason why Reb Chia referred, when he spoke to Rebbe about Rav, he called him the son of my sister, Ashem Chachmasai, because he was such a big Chacham, says Rashi, Shahaya Rav Chacham B'Yoser. He's a huge Chacham. Karile Ben Achoises, he called him, it's not referring to the physical son of a sister. It's referring to Emor, the Ksiv, Emor la Chochma, Achoy Siyat. Famous Maisa with the Yaakov Citron when he came to Petersburg, and there was a thing, the Russians wanted to do some sort of gzeira on Torah, on Klal Yisrael. So Meir Simcha asked him, what's the Rav doing here? He said, my sister's having surgery, I came to see what's going on. So Meir Simcha said, your sister, what does she have? He said, she has a big problem, they want to... So basically, the Yaakov Citron was saying, my sister's the Torah. I came to Petersburg to see what's going on with the Torah. The Torah is having surgery. The Russians want to stop Yidden from learning Torah. My sister's having surgery. Yater b'choris al yater. Sponsor. The guy's already starting to play his music. Turning over the Daf, Kidnovations LLC, in honor of my uncle, Rebbe Chanan Pressman. Where's Rebbe Chanan Pressman? Raise your hand, Rebbe Chanan. Here we go. And Fishel, raise your hand. Very good. And it should be Schus Vakiva Simcha Ben Feigo. Raise your hand. Where are you? I guess $10,000 is not enough for my son to do the whole Masechta. Where is he? This guy. Rivka Yehudis Bas Yafa Chayo. She's here in the hotel somewhere. I met her last night. Raise your hand. Nishda. Baruch Hashem. And a huge thank you to Rebbe Stefansky. Don't raise your hand. Plus all the brachas. By the way, my wife spoke last night to the women. And I heard from many people, Mama, she brought people to tears. She told me the speech, and I started crying. She said over the Maisa about my father-in-law, who, I'll say it again, why not? I love the story. She said other things, but she said about her father. She said, my father is a successful surgeon, and it's a Musar Hassel. The story is unbelievable. Mom, is a real, true story. I'll say it real quickly. Her brother was being, as she said, I'm just recording her. My brother, he learned in Skokie Yeshiva. They call it Yeshiva. And he was learning there, and he's being rebellious. So my Schwer soll sein gesund und stark. Thank you, Meir Friedman. He's still practicing his surgery. He's a head and neck surgeon. He went to Reb Tzvi Kamenetsky, who was in Skokie Yeshiva then. He's now in Toronto, I think. Yeah? Anybody know him? Tzvi Kamenetsky, Toronto. And he went to him, he says, how come my son is not learning? What's going on here? I love this. He's blunt and honest with him. He says, he should learn. Do you learn? He says, well, I'm busy. And this is, listen, you need to lead by example. You need to lead by example. My Schwer, the next day, he went to the Chicago Community Kollel, knocked on the door over there, spoke to Rabbi Zucker, and he said, I need a chavrusa. And he gave him Reb David, his chavrusa, and they barely missed a single day in 40 years. 40 years. You hear what's going on there? The next day. Reb David Oppenheimer, he walks, sometimes he once walked in 2 feet of Chicago snow on a Shabbos, over a half an hour every Shabbos. They never miss, no matter what. Because one guy told him, and then my wife finished off and she says, my brother today is a Rosh Hashiva. So, another thing we can learn from this mice is to show your kids that you're learning Torah. To open up that Gemara in front of them. You don't know what a difference it makes, what a Rosh Hashanah makes. A lot of you are young. They realize. They know when you're on that phone and doing shtusim. They know. And they know when it's important for you, when you open up the Gemara and you say, listen, I can't really do it right now, but I need to learn. They hear it, they see it, and they breathe it, and they live it. And that makes all the difference. Zok the Gemara. So I'm just saying next year, a lot of the women, they say, a lot of men couldn't come to why aren't you coming for Shabbos? My wife, she didn't know. They feel uncomfortable. Women feel uncomfortable. They don't have somebody that they know and to shmooze with right there. They held them back. So I'm just saying, there's a beautiful program for women. My wife even spoke, and it was Givaldik. And there's other Givaldik things. And Be'ezer Hashem, we shouldn't be here next year because we should be in Shelaima, but just in case. Zok the Gemara. Yatir b'choris al yatir. Rebbe said the Rav cannot paskin on b'choris. That's it. He can't. My taima. What's the pshat? You'll say because Rav is not very smart. He's not a big Talmud Chacham. We just read Rashi. Rav Chacham b'Yosef, the first words in Rashi on the Amud. He's a tremendous Talmud Chacham. You might say the reason why you can't paskin on a b'char, if this is a split eye, whatever it is, because he doesn't know very well about animals. Rav was a Talmud Chacham from Bavel know about animals. Rav said about himself, Shmoina Osar Chodoshim Gedalti Eitzoroya Behema. I spent 18 months by a shepherd. Leida is a mum kavua is a mum over. What is considered a mum and not a mum? Elo says the Gemara, Lach like kovid le rabba barachano. Rabbi said if I was a regular Magachir, I would continue on and explain to you the next line. But I got to pause here for a second. I must pause here because when I read this line, I shook. I remember reading it 7.5 years ago, and this time all over again. Push it, to shake, to fathom what's going on here, to internalize one line in the Gemara without moving weiter. Rav, the Gadol Adar, spent. Think about it. You want to learn what is the eye, the slit in the eye, the slit in the nose, the ear. You know, when they do today in the farm, they go like this. They poke a hole right through the cow's ear, the sheep's ear, and they put a tag, right? They're running around, 179 on his ear. Treif. It's mum. You want to know what all the mumim? You go on Google, you type it in real quick, you put in mumim for b'char, out comes Yoshi's picture, the sixth thing, the this, the that. You become a mumcha within an hour. You want to be mamish like lifnim mishur sadin? You call up a guy that deals with this. You ask him on the phone. You really want to do this? You go down to his barn and he shows you animals. It takes about an hour, 2 hours at most. And Shema Yisrael. One time for the shear, I drove down to a far place. It took me over an hour. I slept on the floor with some sheep. We made a video. I was sick and tired of it after 4.5 minutes. It smelled bad and it was really, really hot. I booked out of there in my air-conditioned car and I was gone. That's if you want to do it. What does Rav do? He doesn't spend 1 hour there, 2 hours, 1 day, 2 days, a week, a month. 18 months. 18 months. You can't even say the word. It doesn't make sense. 18 months, a gadol b'Torah. Imagine Reb Chaim Kanievsky sleeping in a barn, breathing the barn, learning the barn, speaking to the Roya Bakar.
It would have just landed on his desk.
It would have landed on his desk. But not. I think it's something. What do you do to learn one shtick Gemara? There's so much to Torah. I'm going to waste now 18 months of my life to learn what a B'char is, a mum of a B'char. I can learn Kachim, and I can learn Yevamis, and I can learn this. 1 day, 2 days, how much? No. It's Torah. Torah is Torah. And what I do to learn and to get to the bottom of the Torah, 18 months in a barn of animals. Yeah. So now I'm going to read it again. V'omarav, Shmoina Asar Chodoshim Godalti Eitzoroya Behema. I spent 18 months, not 12, not 13, 18, 1.5 years of his life. Godalti Eitzoroya Behema. Why? For one thing, Leida, Eize mum kavua, ve'eize mum oiver. And after all that, Rav says, you're not going to pass in b'chor. You're a pretty good mumcha, not bad. 1.5 years, you graduated with all the. I'm not going to let you pass in that. Everything else, yes, besides a b'chor. Teleploy. Elo says the Gemara, lachlik kovid le Rabbi Barchano. To make a distinction between Rabbi Barchano, you, Rabbi Barchano, you could pass in b'choris and Bavel, and you, Rav, the big mumcha in b'choris, not. Unbelievable. No, because he was such a mumcha. Oh, this is a terrorist you could connect to. The Rav, he was the genius and the biggest mumcha that ever existed in the mumim of B'char. And he was able to say, this is not a real mum. I know. I've been there, seen this kind of wart. I've seen this kind of thing. This goes away. And And Memela, people are going to try to compare to what Rav did, and they don't have. No, that's a wart that stays forever. That's a different type of wart. Okay, fine. And that's why Rebbe understood this, and he says, "You Rav, don't. You can't pass it." Yoyer. Says the Gemara. What does it mean? If he knew the halachas and said out, why does he have to Rosh Golos to ask? Why does he have to ask him permission to do halachas? He says the Gemara story. Rebbe went to a place. He saw a person who was doing dough betuma. Here, so we have a little video for the oilam. This is megabel, by the way. Kneading. This is it. Kneading. And we have over here a little video for the oilam. Here we go. Sound? No sound. Why not? The slide has it. It has it. Okay. This is where you laugh right now. Yeah. Okay. Right, so next year we're going to have a different staff, Be'ezer Hashem. I just heard this, I just watched this in my room. I know this sound. But seriously speaking, if you're talking about the staff, you can't pay them enough money. Each and every one of them goes out of their way on a daily basis, bemis. Some of them, Gershom Ben Moshe started off with Gershom when we didn't have the other camera guys. He would come to my house sometimes 1 in the morning to do something on the computer. 2, there's nothing that stops them. We had I said this again, I'm going to say it again. Gershom Ben Moshe, for instance, and this is one guy. He had a flight with his wife, and then they realized, wait a minute, they all of a sudden they chap. Avremi is already in America, and Dave is already in America, so who's going to do the camera work in Eretz Yisrael? So he said, don't worry about it. He canceled this flight without knowing when he's going, how he's going to come. He not only that, he drove his wife to the airport because she had to get to the airport and she didn't cancel her flight. And he stayed and he did 4 shiurim that day. And then he chapped the flight somehow, and I heard it wasn't the best flight in the world. Staff overs and everything. V'chein, each and every guy, Dave and Avremi, without any questions, we got to do it. They do it because it's to help other people learn Torah. That's why they do it. And it's mamish, and I say this, it's Torah, but it's chesed. It's doing chesed. They was chesed with other people in Klal Yisrael, so they could have a great experience learning Torah. That's why they do it, and it's a tremendous chus to work with them. And we're not getting another staff. We're just going to have to fix the volume thing here. Okay, great. Did you guys fix it? Oh. We have to get another Maggid Shir. Hold on a second.
Oh, there's a mouse.
Stop it. This is the mamish down the schos. In the middle of shir, there's a ding dong. That was my computer. So I put it on mute. And I'm making fun of them. Typical. Mevaish people barabim, and it's my fault.
Oh, there's a mouse in here. All the dough is impure.
That's right, but I use me bitzaim. A student came here and taught me that dough that is kneaded with me bitzaim does not become impure.
You didn't hear right. He said me beitzim.
Oh, wonderful. I just made a knot of hard-boiled eggs.
Oy vey. I think I'll order a pizza.
With extra cheese, please.
Extra cheese, please, he said. Okay. All right. So this is to teach us a halacha. It goes like this. There's a halacha that in order for food to become tamei, if somebody like a mouse touches it or a person that's tummy touches it, it has to be muchshur lekabel tuma. Yeah? So let's see. We could go to the next one. Where's the next one? Here we go. If apple, okay, we know this stuff. We're doing chazar for the people that never learned it. If an apple, let's say, is attached to the tree, it can never become tamei. Even if you put a lot of water on it, you see there's a lock on it, it's locked from tumah. Once you see, even if it becomes wet and you touch it, nothing. It remains green, it remains tar. Once you remove it from the tree, if you touch it, it doesn't become tamei. The only way it becomes tamei is if you pour water on it. If you want the water to be on it, one of the mashkim, it could be honey, wine, whatever it is, one of the mashkim. Once you put the water on it, then it unlocks. You see the lock becomes unlocked. It becomes purple. It's not tamei yet. But now if somebody that's tamei touches it, it's mukhshel l'kabel tumah, and it becomes tamei. So, there's a story, crazy story. He went to a place. In those days, there were a lot of people that were makbid not to make their food tamei because it was a bigger and better thing to not eat tamei food. Why are you doing this? There was a Talmud that came to us. If you have water from mud, it's not real water, and that's not considered water that went on the fruit to make it mukhshel l'kabel tumah. This is a Gemara, unbelievable thing that happened. V'hu mei beitzim darash lahu. He said, he didn't say mei betzayim, the water of mud. He said mei beitzim. Egg water, eggs are not machshel l'kabel tumah. You have to have water. But if it's water from a puddle, from mud, it is machshel l'kabel tumah. They didn't hear him well. V'hu mei beitzim darash lahu. V'yinu savar mei betzayim kamer. So there was once Aini Mishaluni, he told somebody, he said, why is it that you Jews, when somebody dies and passes away, you sit in a very, very cold room for 7 full days? He says, what do you mean? We don't sit in a cold room, it's not nice. And he says, no, the guy at work said that you sit shiver for 7 days. So, sometimes when you're not clear, people hear different things. And memela, that's why you need a rav to decide whether or not you speak clearly enough to the tzibur. Because you say, my ptsuim. What my ptsuim? My beitzim. Not my ptsuim. It's Maya. It's not Ichmaya. It's Ichmeir. Whatever it is. You got to speak like a mensch. And you got to be careful. And there's another problem. Make Karmioin umei pega psulin. These are rivers, Karmion and Pega. The water from there is possible. We're talking now about mechatas. Mechatas is the water that you mix with the paraduma ashes. When somebody goes to a levaya, touches a mace, whatever it is, you got to sprinkle him with the special mechatas water in the time of the Gemara. But it has to be water from a mayon, from a spring. Water from this Karmion and Pega, no good. Vinu savar, megabichatos psile. Since it doesn't work for the meipara aduma, so it's not really water, and therefore you could use it and make dough with it. And if a mouse touches the dough, it's not tamei. V'loi, it's not true. By para aduma water, it has to be spring water, mayim chayim, living water. Hacha, anything, any water is good enough, even muddy water. Tana. So they said, Talmud al Yoira Elim Kenoitel Rishus Rabbi. The Rebbe has to decide. Yes, you're a big Talmud Chacham. You got 110 on the Shulchan Aruch test, but you don't speak very clearly. You cannot pass in because you might bring a michshel to Klal Yisrael. Tanchum Reider Rami Ikla leCheser. Tanchum came to this place called Cheser Darsh Lahu Muter Liltois Chitim BePesach. If you're Chasidish, you should leave right now. You're not going to like this halacha. You're allowed to do this on Pesach. It says in the Gemara, you're allowed to take a bunch of wheat and soak it in water. Why? Because you're immediately going to take a hammer and bang it out immediately. You're not going to let it stay. Today we don't pass like that. Why did you even say anything? There's a big Talmud Chacham. His name is Ramani. In order, you are a Talmud of Romani. So what business do you have opening up your mouth and telling us halachas when he's in the vicinity? What's the vicinity? Shalosh parsais. It's approximately 7 miles distance. Keneged Machne Yisrael, here, just as Saber's here. From, let's say, the Armon Hotel all the way to where? I don't know what this is. Okay, someplace. 7 miles. Great. So, Memela, why did you say anything? Says the Gemara, Omar Lahu, Lavadatoy. I had no idea that he was right, he was in the vicinity. I didn't know. Now, what's the whole point? So, there's Achronim that are done over here. If the guy could ask your Rebbe, so you have no business passing, he could go straight to your Rebbe. And if he's within 7 miles, he could ask your Rebbe. So they want to ask a Shaila today that we have phones, so maybe the whole world is considered 7 miles. Everybody can pick up the phone and ask your Rosh Hashanah. So what's the halacha? So if you're a Talmud of Rosh Hashanah, you shouldn't be able to pass in anywhere around the world. That's what I don't think that's how it works, but that was one of the questions they saw. So, okay, it's like Machne Yisrael, Moshe Rabbeinu was there, and you couldn't ask a question only to Moshe Rabbeinu, and the furthest that you could be away from Moshe Rabbeinu is 3 parsais, so we made it 3 parsais. So Gemara, Omerlu, Reb Chia, Chazila. I'm just going quickly. I hope you don't mind. We'll save mices for later. Reb Chia, Chazila, Ugaver da have a koi bebeis hakvaros. Reb Chia sees an individual that's standing in the cemetery. Omar lei la benish ploini koinato. I thought you're a kohen. You're the son of a kohen. You must be a kohen yourself, right? Now, Reb Chia, what right did he have to say anything to this individual? He's the Talmud of Rebbe. What are you saying? Let Rebbe say. The answer is because he wanted to be mafreshim from an Isser. He wanted to, somebody's about to do an Isser. You say, hey, stop. What you're doing is a deraisa. It's a chil Shabbos, whatever, you could stop it. Omerlei I am so-and-so's son. However, I'm not a kohen. How? Avuda ugavra gvainayim hava. That person wasn't so good with his eyes. In other words, he let his eyes rule over him. He married a grusha, even though he's a kohen, and Memela, his kid is a chalal. His kid is allowed to go in the Beis HaKvaros. Says the Gemara, Pshita, Lipalgo, Hakomer Mahani. If, let's say somebody like Rebbe gives Rishus to Rav and says, you Rav, you can paskin on Trefus, you can paskin on Dini Torah, but you cannot paskin on Bechayris. That's half. Bechayris not. That we saw works. Rav was able to paskin in half. But what if Rebbe would have told him, listen, I give you permission to paskin for 3 years, but after 3 years you can't paskin anymore. Toshma, so he gave him rishus to paskin until you come back to Eretz Yisrael, and Memele, you see al-Tanai, if it's for a condition for a certain amount of time, that's good enough. Should we go a little weiter? But there's a big thing going on here. How long are we doing this already? Over here it says 50. Oh no, it stopped. An hour. This is not so good. Well, let's just stop over here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful week, a wonderful day.